So the debate continues. Is Carnage stronger than Venom? I really wanted to find out, so I did a Google search. It turns out that Carnage is more violent, powerful, and deadlier than Venom. So today, I'll be showing you how to draw, ink, and color Carnage, the deadliest character in the Spider-Verse. Let's begin today's lesson by creating a rough block-out sketch of our character's pose. We're gonna start right in the center. Start with a circle, going all the way around, and then back up towards the top. Now this circle doesn't have to be perfect because we'll eventually erase this out. From the top of the circle in the center, draw a straight line coming down. And then from the side of our circle, I'm just going to curve this down and then in towards the bottom. Now we want to rotate the body over towards the left side. So starting from the top left side of the head, we're going to draw a curve for the shoulders, going across the head and then back down. Let's add a circle along the top of the shoulder. And I'll draw that same size circle along the bottom. Now I'm going to bend the arm back towards the elbow, starting from the center of the shoulder, and this up and back. Sketch a small circle across the shoulder. Just bring the arm coming out and just bend that down towards the wrist, and then add a small circle. Let's transform the left arm into a blade. Starting from the top of this circle, curve the blade going out and then down. We'll continue that curve going up and out toward the top right. Let's add some thickness to that blade. Starting from the bottom, up a little bit higher in the middle, and then taper this out towards the right side. Let's bring the right arm forward. Starting from the center of that circle, come down with a straight line towards the elbow, and then sketch a small circle. Let's bend the arm coming in towards the wrist and draw a slightly larger circle for the hand. Let's go to the right side of the top shoulder. We're going to curve the back, going all the way around the head, come down and back in towards the bottom arm. Now the lower torso is going to sit along the bottom, so draw a circle going all the way around, just overlapping the front arm. From the center of that circle, we're going to curve the left leg, going out and then down towards the knee. We'll add a circle on the end. Now I'm going to go back to the center of the lower torso and extend the right leg. We're going to go up, then that out towards the knee, and add another circle on the end. From the center of the knee, let's curve the lower leg coming in and then down towards the heel. And we'll see the bottom of the foot. And curve this up and out. Pull this down and back in towards the heel. Now that we have the basic pose of our character, we're going to go back and add a second level of detail. Let's start with the top arm and add some thickness. Start from the top of the shoulder, curve the arm going up and then out towards the elbow. From the center of the elbow, curve this around toward the back of the arm and then in. Let's connect the top of the elbow to the top of the wrist with a curve, going up and then down. Then from the bottom, draw a straight line coming in towards the elbow. Now we're going to blend the wrist in towards the blade, going out and then down, just round out the top. Now let's go back to the head and add some detail to the eyes. We'll start right in the middle, start with two straight lines coming down on the inside of the eye. From the top left, curve the eye going out and up towards the side of the head. Do the same thing on the right. And then from the bottom, curve the eye going down and then up towards the side. Let's open up the mouth. Just underneath the eye, curve this down and then back up. And then on the left side of the mouth, we're going to step in. Just going to curve this in and then down towards the chin. Flatten off the chin with a short line. Curve this out and up towards the right side. Let's add some thickness to the bottom arm. Starting underneath the shoulder, curve around the bicep, and then in towards the elbow. And we'll draw that same curve along the back side. And then from the left side of the elbow, curve the arm going up and then down. From the elbow, come down and then out. Now before we get into the hand, let's add some thickness to the legs. Starting from the top of the left knee, curve the leg going up, and just bend that in towards the body. And then from the bottom, go across and back up. Let's go to the top of the right knee, curve this in and then down. And from the outside, come down and bend that in. Let's go to the left side of the knee, curve the calf going out, and just bend that in towards that line. And from the outside, come in and then down in behind the foot. Let's add the inside edge of the calf on the left side. From the knee, come in, and just tuck that in underneath the thigh. Now we're going to open up the hand along the bottom. Starting from the wrist, let's start with a curve going out and then down towards the first finger. And we'll add a claw, going out and up towards the tip, and just taper that back down towards the bottom. Let's layer some more fingers in behind. Starting from the outside of that circle, curve out and down. I'm going to follow that same curve, going up towards the tip of the claw, and pull that back down towards the bottom. Let's do that again. We step up, just curve across. Now in between, just going to go up and then back down. And then again, stepping up, going across. I'm just going to pull this out and up, and then come back in. Now I'm going to go back to the wrist and draw on the thumb. Start by going up and out towards the knuckle. Curve the claw coming across the leg, and then taper that back down. Now I want to separate the back in half. I'm going to start from the side of the head, curve the back going out, around, and then back in. Now you want to add some guidelines for those extensions. Starting from the back, start with a curve going up and out, and just pull that back in. Let's add another one along the top, going up, and bending that back down. Let's add a small one going across, and then up. Let's add one more across the bottom, going around, and then in. Let's add one going across the leg, starting up here on the thigh, going in and up. Just going to wrap this in behind the leg. Let's add one more on the outside of the right leg, going out, pull that in behind the knee. Once we have the basic pose of our character, we're going to go back in with the tip of our pencil and add a second level of detail. Let's start with the eyes. Starting from the inside, just pull this down and out. Pull that back up towards the top. And we just want to add some points along the top of the eye and just curl that back in. And working our way back towards the outside. I'm just going to roughly block in the top row of teeth. Just coming down. And work our way across towards the right. Now the bottom row of teeth, we're just going to extend this out past the side of the mouth. Just pull this up on the inside. Now going back and just shaping the jawline around the mouth. I want to add a little bit more detail to the hands. Starting with the thumb. And the fingers. Now just adding a little bit more musculature across the back. Now once we're happy with our rough sketch, we're going to go in and start inking this in. I'm using an ultra fine Sharpie marker. Let's start with the eyes. Just using these sketch lines, just working our way around the eyes and adding a little bit more shape and detail as we go. Working our way towards the top, coming down along the side. I'm using my regular Sharpie marker to add some thickness across the eyes, starting with the top. And we'll switch back and continue around the mouth. Now from here, just working our way around the perimeter of the head. And from the head, we're just going to work our way around the shoulders, just adding a little bit more muscle as we go. Now from the arm, we're just going to work our way across the left thigh. And we'll just overlap those extensions around the leg. Now from here we're just going to move up and start adding those extensions across the back. I'm also adding a few smaller extensions across the back of the arm. I'm just going to modify the shape of the leg a little bit on the outside, just extending this up toward the top. Now that we have a rough ink sketch, we're going to go back and erase those guidelines underneath. Now in this next step, I'm going to move to my thick Sharpie marker and start adding some detail and contrast. So I'm just going to darken up the bottom edge of the face and just blend this in towards the teeth. And bring that up towards the eyes. Now you want to add that vein pattern across the top of the head. So start with the guideline first. Just adding a random pattern going around to the top of the head. And we'll give this some more shape across the eyes. Now we're also going to add a dark shadow across the bottom edge of the body. So light's coming down from the top, casting a shadow across the bottom, and just thicken up those lines. We'll darken up the bottom of the leg on the right. And then we'll leave a highlight edge along the bottom. And I want to add a shadow line across the thigh, going in behind the fingers, and up towards the knee, just leaving that highlight edge along the bottom. And go back and fill in the inside. Now we're going to add those veins across the thigh. Just using a random pattern. And we'll go back and add some more shape by thickening up the lines. Also adding a few veins across the shoulders. Continue to add these veins across the body. Now we're just going to go back and just clean up our outlines. Now we're going to go back with our ultrafine marker and add some fine lines in between. To enhance our drawing, we'll add a few tiny extensions coming out from the body. And once we're close to finishing off the inking process, it's time to add some color. Let's start with our medium red and fill in the bottom right side of our drawing. We'll just blend that up towards the top left. And for the head, we'll start darker along the bottom and just fade that out. Now we're going to do the same thing across the thigh, starting off dark, across the bottom, and then just fading that up towards the top. Now using this medium rose color, we'll fill in the mouth. I'm just going to go back with a darker red and just enhance our shadows. And to enhance that highlight, we're just going to use our orange and just blend this into the red. And as we get near the end of our drawing, we'll polish up our highlights, and always be sure to sign your artwork. And that's pretty much it. There's a color illustration of Carnage. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. If you did, you might want to check out this video over here. We're also posting new lessons every single day, so you can drop your request in the comments below. I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you again soon.